WCBI News at 10 starts now.
We begin tonight with breaking news out of Columbus. The Columbus police officer at the center of a video controversy resigns tonight. Just before 8 p.m., the city announced that Officer Keith Dowd submitted his resignation. The move comes less than half a day after a special meeting of the Police Overview Committee produced a unanimous recommendation that the City Council fire Dowd. This all started after this body cam footage showing Officer Dowd questioning a driver and accusing him of smoking marijuana and lying to him was made public. Dowd's actions came into question, prompting today's special meeting. His resignation goes into effect on Monday. An 8th grader at a Solent High School has been expelled after marijuana seeds and prescription drugs were found in her backpack a few weeks ago. Today, the Lamar County School Board of Education voted unanimously to suspend the female student for a year. Our Quentin Smith was at today's hearing. He joins us live in the studio with more.
Scott, aside from the drugs, there's another issue involved. The 8th grade student, who's not being identified because she's a minor, complied with school leaders and admitted that she did have drugs and paraphernalia inside her book bag. The prescription medication did belong to the student, but part of the problem is the pills were loose in the Ziploc bag instead of being in her medicine bottle. But the matter didn't stop there. According to her mother, once the drugs were found, the school principal, Dr. Lisa Stamps, strip-searched the student as she was trying to see if the student had any other drugs on her. After not finding any drugs the first time, the mom says Dr. Stamps then strip-searched the student again a second time. And the girl's mom admits her daughter should not have had those drugs inside her backpack, but she does have a problem with her daughter being strip-searched twice. During today's hearing, the student's attorney issued a demand letter to the school board saying her Fourth Amendment right against unreasonable search and seizure was violated. He's asking for a $100,000 settlement and for the principal to be fired. And the parties have a little less than 2 weeks to meet those demands. If not, the attorney says he'll file a lawsuit against the school board and the principal. Now, the student's attorney said he did not want to give an on-camera comment at this time, and Superintendent Vance Herron also declined to comment on the matter. Scott, back to you.
There will be no criminal charges in connection with the fatal Pontotoc County school bus accident. A Pontotoc County grand jury declined to indict the driver of an SUV which hit a child as she got off a school bus back in October of 2016. 7-year-old Amaya Braxton was walking from the bus to her home when the SUV driven by a Saltillo woman swerved around the bus and hit Braxton just before she stepped off. Investigators say the woman didn't see the bus stop and moved to the shoulder of the road in order to keep from hitting the bus from behind. A hot pursuit through New Hope and downtown Columbus lands one man in jail. Jonathan Beeler is who police eventually caught up with in the 700 block of 11th Street North. The chase started after a deputy tried to pull Beeler over for speeding. He's facing charges for leading police on a chase as well as 4 counts of aggravated assault on a police officer. Deputies say Beeler attempted to ram or run an officer off the road. It's unclear tonight why Beeler was running from law enforcement. Time now to get a first look at our forecast with meteorologist Amanda Reynolds. Hey, Amanda.
Hey there, Scott. It was a beautiful day today, and it started out with a beautiful sunrise. This picture taken in Amory by James Holland Jr. You can see the wheat in the foreground and the beautiful sun in the background. We kept that sunshine around through the day today. It's now set over Tupelo and the rest of our area. Current temperature 69 degrees. Calm wind, so now that Irma's pushed off, we're going to be sitting under some high pressure. That'll lead to some nice conditions over the rest of the week. Your full forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
People in Texas are still recovering from Hurricane Harvey, and one 6-year-old boy from New Hope has been on a mission to help. He was paid an allowance for household chores and helping out his neighbors. Instead of cashing it in the piggy bank, he sent it to Houston. Meet 6-year-old Carson Binge. He's your average kid who works on homework every night and enjoys catching the football with his 2 other brothers. He may be a little man, but lately he's been on a big mission.
Help Texas.
Carson's mom, Erin Binge, says it started after he saw images online of the devastation left from Hurricane Harvey. He came home from school and told his mom he wanted to do something to help.
His exact words are he wanted to save Texas.
The family sat down and discussed ideas. Knowing it was a big project for a little man, they decided to focus on working to help one family. So Carson got to work doing chores around the house and his neighborhood.
Like pick up toilet paper, cut down a tree, and then like this, put it where like you put the garbage cans.
In 6 days, little Carson raised over $100, money that went straight to Houston.
To a 6-year-old, it might as well be $1 million to us.
Some people don't have houses and they don't have food, and then they'll have to go to stores and buy the stuff that they have and replace their stuff.
Carson also wrote a personalized letter to whoever was getting the money, wishing them well. Family members heading to Houston dropped off the envelope of money and the note at North Orange Baptist Church. The cash is helping 2 families there. Benj says she couldn't be more proud of her little boy.
The fact that he came up with this all on his own and, asking me to reach out, not only just a family, since we don't have a lot of family here, friends that can help him obtain his goal.
With the mission complete, in the grand scheme of things, Benj says this sends the message that you're never too small or too young to make a difference.
The message that he's sending to children his age is just amazing, that, they can not only do something when they set their mind to it, but that hard work does pay off.
Carson's mom says he's always had a giving heart and describes him as a bit of an old soul. It wasn't a rescue mission, but some West Point students met up with area first responders today. The Kids and Heroes Together program stopped by Church Hill Elementary this morning. The program allows first responders to adopt a classroom and then provide special programs for the children. Volunteers can read to the class, eat lunch, and participate in other class activities while teaching area kids about the important safety issues. Area first responders got some much-deserved recognition as well as a hot plate of food tonight. It was part of the Heritage Academy Softball Girls annual fundraiser that honors our first responders for their tireless commitment to their communities and the people living in them. This year, they fed over 250 first responders from the area, selling over 450 plates. Organizers say this year was a huge success.
They do so much for us every day. They all put their lives on the line. And this is a very, very small thank you. And it was the least we can do for them for what they do every day.
Last year's fundraiser, they had about 160 first responders show up. They hope to see the event grow bigger and bigger each year. The Kansas man who received an extended life because of a chance meeting with a Starkville fireman has died. Gil Alexander of Nicodemus, Kansas, died Wednesday. Alexander and Starkville fireman Rob Robinson became forever linked after Robertson knocked on Alexander's door in Kansas looking for a place to hunt. The two became so close that Robinson donated a kidney to Alexander in 2013 rather. Following that surgery, the pair became unofficial spokesmen for organ donation. Alexander will be laid to rest Saturday in Kansas.
Well, if you've been waiting for the sunshine to return tomorrow, it will continue. Another warm day as temperatures climb well into the 80s. Your full forecast coming up right after the break.
Alert forecast with meteorologist Amanda Reynolds.
A beautiful day led to another beautiful sunset over Columbus this evening. You can see the sun setting behind the clouds, and it led to plenty of color across the region. You can see the bright fiery reds as well as the beautiful oranges streak through the sky. So plenty of you sent us several pictures. This picture sent by Sherry Williamson in Matheson, and then this picture was sent in by Jessica over the Caledonia football field. So a beautiful night to spend outdoors. Now that we've gotten rid of the rain and the clouds from Irma, current temperature out there 71 degrees. Notice the winds very calm. It'll be another calm and cool night now that we have high pressure sitting over the region. Current temperatures for most of us right around that 70-degree mark. A few of us have dropped down into the mid-60s, but we won't drop much further as we go into tonight. Temperatures only going to drop down to around 65 degrees, but as I mentioned, another clear, quiet quiet and calm night is in store, so beautiful evening to spend outdoors. It'll continue to feel like summer over the next several days. We'll start out in the upper 60s and then climb into the upper 80s. Again, we'll see that sunshine, but that humidity will continue to build in as well. Again, summer is taking its last stand. We have about one more week of summer left, but with that heat, humidity is going to bring the chance for a spotty rain shower as we go into the second half of the week and to the weekend. So I mentioned they could see a shower or two, but again, nothing really considered a washout, and not really anything to really spoil any plans over, so just something to kind of keep in mind over the next roughly 48 hours. So the warm air that was sitting over the west the last week or so has now pushed off to the east, so we're going to see that warm, calm air, but back to the northwest, they're actually going to see some wintry conditions. They're seeing their first snowfall of the year back in the northern Rockies. So if you're having plans to go out to the NCAA football games this weekend, LSU at Mississippi State, a big game for Mississippi State. It'll start out in the 80s and then drop back into the 70s by the time you get to the end of the game. Can't rule out a stray shower or storm, but again, not looking too bad. Similar story as Alabama takes on Colorado State, so right around that mid-80s and then into the mid-70s, but here's one last taste of summer before fall begins about a week from now. So next Friday at 3 in the afternoon, fall will begin, but it's not going to feel like fall by any means over the next week. We'll see those temperatures in the upper 80s, close to 90 degrees with that heat, humidity, and plenty of sunshine.
It's been an exciting night of gridiron action across North Mississippi. Robbie has JUCO highlights a little bit later in sports.
WCBI News at 10 with Scott Martin.
There are several different options for treating prostate cancer. Tonight we discuss doctor recommendations in our Health Talk with Baptist.
What is the treatment for prostate cancer? Both surgery and radiation can effectively treat prostate cancer. Surgical prostate removal is called prostatectomy and can be done through an open incision or with the use of cameras. Robotic-assisted prostatectomy involves the use of a camera and specialized robotic instruments to remove the prostate, which are controlled by the surgeon. It is proven to be an effective surgical treatment with faster recovery times, shorter hospital stay, and less pain. It's also important to know that not all prostate cancers necessarily require treatment. Some are not considered aggressive and can be followed closely by a urologist. This form of treatment is called active surveillance. In many cases, patients may never have to undergo treatment as long as the prostate cancer does not become more aggressive. For all forms of treatment, cure rates remain high when detected early. Screening is important because a man cannot be informed of his options if he doesn't know he has prostate cancer. If you are interested in screening, discuss this with your doctor or attend a free screening this month. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
Area seniors celebrate National Assisted Living Week. Residents at the Plantation Point kicked off with a balloon release. They wrote messages on the balloons in memory of loved ones. They also enjoyed some live entertainment, games, and some good food. Organizers say it's important to keep residents engaged in fun activities.
Because a lot of the activities Marie does keeps their mind really sharp, like puzzles. She does a puzzle table. They do the bingo, so actually the numbers involve that, so keeps them pretty sharp.
Plantation Point will be a part of the WCBI Healthy Living for Seniors Expo Wednesday, September 27th at Lee Mall. For more information, just visit our website, WCBI.com. Coming up, JUCO highlights featuring EMCC, ICC, and Northeast, plus Cowbell Yell from Starkville tonight. That's next in sports.
game, and every result matters from here on out for JUCO football. Division play kicked off this evening from the MACJC. We start up in Boonville, where if this game was a heavyweight fight, the referee would have called the bout off after the second round. EMCC visiting Northeast, and boy, the Lions did not waste any time getting on the board early and often. Tyrell Price, one of his 3 touchdowns, gets off the right side, 7-0 lead for the Lions, and then back to work. Lindsey Scott dump off Jamori Mark. It's now 14-0 EMCC. There was many more after that. How about a blocked punt? Braden Boykin blocked, and Brandon Rogers scoops it up. So Boykin to Brandon, 21-0 EMCC. Then Jamori Mark again. It's 28-0 EMCC. And then early second quarter, Tigers are punting. It's not blocked this time, but Kirk Merritt's going to field it, and he's going to pick it up, and he's going to get some blocks, and he's going to find an alleyway to the end zone. EMCC won 59-0. The Lions are 3-0. Boy, do they look good tonight on the road at Northeast. Over to Fulton we go. ICC has played some close ones to start the season. They were taking on 5th-ranked Northwest early on, first play from scrimmage for Northwest. Oxford's Jack Abraham picked off by Jarvis Hayes, and he takes it back. Pick 6 for the Indians. 7-0 lead for ICC after a Ranger 3-and-out. ICC going to work. Dan Ellington going to find Christian Salisbury. Good pitch and catch right here. Big gain. Would have tried to reach the pylon, but they grab him out at the 3-yard line, or 2-yard line. So that would lead to, well, it's not the A train, but West Point, you got another good running back coming out of there. And Kadarius Forsythe, who was linebacker when he was there for a little bit, turned into a running back. 2-yard touchdown. It's 14-0 ICC, but after a big kickoff return, first and goal here, Abraham can find Javante Payton for the touchdown. Rangers would cut the lead. ICC has played all sorts of close games to start the year, and they finally win one as they defeat Northwest 27-24. As the Rangers miss a field goal that would have tied at the end of regulation as ICC notches their first win of this season. Oh yeah, sounds like Starkville's ready for some football. You know, Booby Dixon was doing his best to get the Bulldogs ready. A massive showing from the student body filed into Davis Wade Stadium on a Thursday night for Cowbell Yell as Booby Dixon was the guest of honor for the evening. MSU football players and coaches were in attendance as well. The Bulldogs are getting prepared for a big-time matchup against 12th-ranked LSU this Saturday. Kickoff set for 6 p.m. You can watch the game on ESPN. We will recap it all on WCBI Sports coming up Saturday evening. We hope to get some post-game reaction in, but we expect to be live from Davis Wade after the Tigers and the Bulldogs. Well, hey, speaking of cowbells, Ed Orgeron has played the deafening sound of cowbells throughout practice and LSU football's facility leading up to Saturday's game at Davis Wade Stadium. But Coach O isn't worried about the noise. He's more worried about MSU's defensive front, including sophomore star Jeffrey Simmons.
Yeah, to get him. He was one of my number 1 guys on the board. He's a difference maker. He's a first-round draft choice. He's coached very well. Number 94, he blocked a punt already. We got to know where he's at all times. Double team him. We need to protect. He's going to be a challenge for our guys. You know, when I went to Mississippi State, I guess it was 3 springs ago, I was amazed at the size of their defense and their defensive line. They put out NFL players there. And the thing about Mississippi, as we all know, it may be a 5-star player, but you can also get a 2-star player from the Delta that nobody knows about. And he gains about 30 pounds, and he's an excellent football player. It's a great state to recruit, especially in that area.
And Coach O would know a lot about recruiting in the Magnolia State. So we'll see MSU, LSU coming up at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Alabama, Colorado State playing at that same time. You can catch that game on ESPN2. Ole Miss, as you know, has that late game at Cal, 9:30 p.m. Central Time. So more than likely that game won't end until well after 1 a.m. Central Time out in Berkeley, California. But we will recap all the action from Saturday. In zone tomorrow, our Carl Hogan Toyota Game of the Week. It's the Highway 9 Bowl, Eupora at Choctaw County. So all sorts of great football coming ahead these next few days. That's it for sports. We'll get a last look at your forecast when we return.
That's Jeff Crosby and the Refugees playing for a big crowd at the Summer Concert Series in Tupelo called Downtown on Main. Well, that event took place at Fair Park while down Main Street. The city was celebrating its state's bicentennial in a very big way. There was music, food, and historical reenactments at businesses throughout the area. All the events were free, and there was plenty of activities for all age groups. Looks like a good time out there for sure.
Yeah, it looks definitely like it was a good time. You can still see a few of those people in the tents out in Fair Park up in Tupelo, but looking forward to our 7-day forecast. Look like some pretty nice times to spend outdoors. Summer's last hurrah, as I've been calling it. We'll see temperatures still right around that upper 80, low 90 degree mark for the next several days, but the heat and humidity can't rule out the chance for a shower storm, so just keep the umbrella handy. Can't hurt over the next couple days.
Sounds good. Thanks, Amanda. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow.